Number 10, The Den, 2013. Kicking things off with The Den, this indie film from 2013 that feels like it was made in someone's basement but hits like a gut punch. It's all about diving into those anonymous online spaces where anything can pop up, and the way it builds that sense of vulnerability is spot on, starting with curiosity and sliding into straight paranoia that makes you question every connection. The film's got a gritty, almost documentary feel, shot mostly through screens and chats that look too real, pulling you in deeper as the isolation ramps up. It gets raw in a few places, with moments that feel unflinching and hard to watch, but that's what gives it that edge of authenticity. No big Hollywood polish here, just a tight 76 minutes that leaves you covering your webcam and thinking about how exposed we all are. Perfect starter for the list if you want something that lingers without overwhelming you right away. If The Den makes you wary of strangers online, the next movie shows how that paranoia can get personal when fame comes into play.
Hey guys, Graham here.
Number 9 goes to Death of a Vlogger, a Scottish mockumentary from 2019 that starts out poking fun at the whole YouTube ghost hunting scene and ends up feeling way more personal than you expect. It's pieced together like a collection of vlog clips and interviews, capturing that desperate chase for views and likes in a way that's equal parts funny and uncomfortable. The humor comes from the everyday absurdity of trying to go viral, but then it shifts, layering on this psychological weight from the online backlash that feels all too familiar. It doesn't go overboard on the graphic side, but the intensity builds in ways that can get under your skin, especially when the isolation kicks in. You'll catch yourself laughing at the setup, then getting tense as it unravels. It's the kind of film that's easy to watch but hard to shake, making you reflect on your own time spent in comment sections. When the chaos of chasing online attention meets real-world consequences, number 8 takes that tension and throws it into full-blown spectacle. Number 8, Deadstream, a 2022 found footage flick that takes the idea of live streaming a haunt and runs with it in a chaotic, entertaining way. This one's got that mix of old horror tropes with the modern grind of content creation, where the laughs come thick and fast at first from all the desperate antics. The energy is high, the setup clever with chat overlays and gadgets, drawing you into this ridiculous frenzy that's part comedy, part nightmare. It ramps up to some gritty, graphic moments with practical effects that feel tangible and don't hold back, adding to the raw chaos without feeling forced. You'll be chuckling at the absurdity one minute, then feeling the tension creep in the next. It's a solid watch that balances the fun with the frights, leaving you a bit amped up and ready for whatever's next on the list. And speaking of tension that builds slowly until it's almost unbearable, this next film shows that sometimes the scariest faces are the ones smiling right at you. Number 7, Superhost, 2021. Superhost, a 2021 Shudder original that captures that awkward over-hospitality we all know from real life and twists it into something you can't ignore. It's a slow builder, starting with those little red flags you brush off and letting the discomfort stack up until it's suffocating. The film's strength is in how it plays with trust and boundaries, feeling grounded in everyday interactions that go just a little too far. When it escalates, it gets intense with some graphic spots that hit close and don't shy away, which is what makes the unease feel so genuine. You'll find yourself right there in the moment, heart rate climbing, wondering how it'd play out. It's the type of horror that's relatable enough to stick around after the credits roll. From subtle domestic tension to outright social chaos, this next one takes the idea of entertaining an audience and drives it straight off the rails, almost literally. Spree coming in at 6. Spree, a 2020 satire starring Joe Keery that takes our obsession with going viral and turns it into a dark mirror that's hard to look away from. It's got this black comedy running through it, making you smirk at the ridiculousness of the clout chase while the underlying dread simmers and builds. The film's pace is like a road trip you can't pull over from, capturing the hollow rush of notifications and shares in a way that's scarily spot on. It doesn't pull punches on the graphic front, getting raw and direct in moments that drive the satire home without feeling gratuitous. You'll recognize bits of your own online habits in there, laughing uncomfortably one second and feeling the chill the next. It's piercing stuff that makes you think twice about that next post. If Spree exposes the dark side of online validation, number 5 digs even deeper into the personal toll of curated perfection to the extreme. Number 5, Sissy, 2022. Halfway through with Sissy, a 2022 Australian film that digs into the glossy world of influencers and peels back the layers to show what's festering underneath. This one's a psychological slow burn, starting with familiar self-care vibes and letting resentment bubble up in a way that's honest and magnetic. The tension feels close up and personal, exploring those hidden insecurities we all carry around online without rushing the pace. When things crack open, it ventures into brutal, graphic territory that's unflinching and earned, adding weight to the emotional core. You'll be drawn in by how relatable the setup is, then stuck as it unravels. It's the kind of movie that nags at you afterward, making you question the faces we put out there. If Sissy shows how curated images can twist reality, number 4 flips the mirror with chaotic fun, blood, and dark humor. Number 4, Follow Her. At 4, Follow Her, a 2022 thriller that's all screen life, closing in through chats and calls in a way that feels immediate and tight. It's rooted in the gig economy grind we know too well, building isolation that creeps up quiet but steady. The dread is patient, layering on the unease with every little interaction, making the whole thing feel like it's unfolding right in front of you. It stays mostly subtle, but those twisted moments can linger with an intensity that's understated yet strong. You'll be locked in, breath held for the turns. Smart and suspenseful, it's the type that owns your attention without needing to shout. And after that slow burn tension, this next movie bursts onto the scene with chaotic energy, mixing blood, laughs, and twisted charm in a way that makes you forget the quiet dread for just a moment, but not for long. Number 3 is Tragedy Girls, a 2017 horror comedy that brings bubbly teen energy to the true crime obsession and lets it run wild. This one's got a twisted charm, blending sharp satire with chaos that keeps the momentum going strong. The humor lands clean, poking at our fascination with sensational stories, but it twists into something darker without losing the fun. It gets bloody and graphic in creative spots that amp the intensity, giving it a real edge that sticks. You'll be along for the laughs that turn into winces, completely caught up in the schemes. It's entertaining in a guilty way, the sort of film you end up recommending because it just works. From chaotic humor to surreal horror, number 2 shows how subtle unease can be just as haunting and creepy. Runner-up is Grafted, a 2022 indie that whispers its way in and leaves you with echoes that don't fade easy. This one's surreal and subtle, taking everyday changes and warping them into something deeply unsettling over time. The atmosphere builds like a dream turning sour, pulling at your sense of self in ways that feel personal and quiet. It dives into body horror that gets graphically intense, twisting in directions that hit hard and stick around, but with a restraint that makes it all the more effective. You'll find it hypnotic, the kind of film that's made for reflecting on after, perfect for when you want horror that simmers in your mind. And if you think nothing can top that quiet horror, the final entry proves how sleek, social, and sinister this genre can get. Number 1, Influencer, 2022. A 2022 standout that pulls you in with those envy-worthy travel shots and then drops the floor out from under you. This one's sleek and calculated, building suspense through deceptions that feel too smooth to trust. The isolation sets in strong, the sharpness in every turn keeping you right there without a break. It weaves in graphic brutality that's raw and direct, ramping up the stakes in ways that feel unflinching and real. That's what sets it apart. Enthralling from the word go, psychological in a way that redefines this digital kind of fear, and you'll be stuck in it until the very end, no doubt about it. So there you have it, 10 films that prove you don't need ghosts or ghouls to feel haunted. Each one takes the world we already live in and just tilts it a few degrees until the familiar turns frightening. Whether you're into the chaos of live streams, the quiet dread of screen life stories, or the satire that hits a little too close, there's something here that'll stick with you the next time your phone lights up in the dark. Just remember, sometimes the scariest thing online isn't what you see, it's who's watching.